Hey, here we are.
Hey, what a spot, hey? What a
Yeah.
spot to find.
Ooh.
Kiama or Kiama. I don't know.
Yeah,
Never knew this existed. Such a beautiful spot.
pulled in off the highway and
Yeah.
here we are. We found a blowhole.
We did. We'll talk about that another time. But for now, yeah, the book we were listening to.
Yeah, Stolen Focus. Good book. Yeah.
Johann Hari. But yeah, we had this heated discussion in the car, right? Because there's 2 points of view. So on the one hand, there's the self-responsibility, and then there's the view that, the world is all wrong and we need to change the world. We need to change that Facebook and social media and are stealing our focus, that the fact that certain foods are cheaper than others is what's making us fat. So
Cities are designed so it's hard to exercise.
yeah, so it's hard to walk or bike anywhere. So yeah, we had this discussion about where does the responsibility sit? Do we focus our energies on changing the world, changing the structures, or do we go, well, it's always hard. It's always has been hard to do the things that are right for us, that are good for us.
Does it have to be? I mean, that's a belief.
Does it? Well, this is where we had the discussion, right? So my view is that that's part of our hero's journey. That you don't get there. You don't get to be the king until you've faced the dragon. And it's going to be hard. And it doesn't matter if it's today's society or whether it's a tribal society. There's always been that the challenge. There needs to be a challenge, right? But your view is of making the world, changing the structure, right? Because if you're in an unhealthy structure, well, what do you tell us?
Well, yeah, I think that in the world that's designed to take us away from what's real, like our world is, that it does make it. It's not promoting, what is true and what is real. It's promoting something different. And so if kids were taught, that we're great and, to go for what we love instead of, be the sheeple in the world and do what the world wants, then we could do the difference. We would still have to go through the hero's journey. We would still have to be wounded and encounter resistance. And
I want to pick you up on something. So you said, be the sheep and follow, but isn't in a tribal society when there's rituals and certain a way of doing things that perhaps do foster that, say, coming of age rituals. There's a certain way of doing things that does foster the coming into our greatness, and yet doesn't. How is that different from following what everybody else does, right? Because in that tribal society, you're going with what everyone else
school,
telling you.
being in the institution, learning all the rules, leaving school, going and getting a job, 9 to 5, 5 days a week, getting a mortgage.
But not everybody does that.
Not everybody does that.
We still have a
That's
choice.
That's the structure.
But
that's
in
the
a
structure
tribe,
that they want us to go in.
In a tribe, you don't even get the choice to go to a different town, to go to a different school, to become an engineer because you need to be the cobbler because that's what the village needs, right? It's always been the same.
Village.
I think.
That's the structure. That's the same structure I was talking about.
Well, I reckon my view is that all through the ages, the structure is always that there's a balance between being there for the village or for the greater good, and then finding our individuality within that and fighting for that, coming into a place where we find our own truth and we have the courage to stand for that. So for me, that's always been true. It's just been in different incarnations.
That is true, and I wasn't saying anything different about that.
Okay. Okay. And I acknowledge I'm a Pisces. I can see both sides. I'm swimming this way and that.
You're a
and a
number
peacemaker.
9. I see your peacemaker.
I can see that in today's world, there are certain challenges that are difficult because we just get caught up. It's easy to get caught up.
It's designed to catch us.
Yeah, there is possibly a greater design that doesn't serve the greater good, that's serving more the interests of certain individuals or corporations. But I also see the good in them. So Yeah, it's a never-ending debate. You know, we can
And the
stand
thing
here
is, you know, like what we
arguing.
both agree on, and that it ultimately comes down to self-responsibility.
It does. Yeah,
like,
it is.
I can turn off social media.
Yeah. What do I choose to put in my body? What do I choose to do with my time?
Yeah.
That's ultimately, no matter how difficult it is, takes will and persistence and strength, right?
True.
That's how we go through the hero's journey.
Yeah.
All right, I'd love to know what you think.
Bye.